Good evening, everybody. Lovely to see you all again. Obviously, last week was quite a strange week in the UK, and yesterday in particular was very strange. I don't know if you saw the Queen's funeral on your TV, but certainly it was on pretty much every channel, and I mean literally every channel yesterday, including all the Sky channels. There was no films, it was just about the funeral. But I have to say, what a fabulous funeral. I mean, a funeral, a strange thing to say about a funeral, but they did an absolute brilliant job. And it made me very proud to be British yesterday. I think, you know, if we're going to do it, we do certain things very well. And it was lovely to send off our lovely Queen. It was such a beautiful send off, and it was very heartfelt and warming. So the 10 days of mourning are officially over. But I think the royal family are still in mourning for the next 7 days. But so we have a new king now, and the whole world is changing. So we've not only got a new prime minister, we've got a new king as well in this country, and everything's all change, which is good. So before I take any calls, I just wanted to say I'm only going to be here this week and next Tuesday, and next Tuesday is my last time on A1 Psychic Radio, and I am, you know, obviously disappointed to be leaving, but I have a very full diary for the remainder of this year and going into next. So if you do want to know, I will be doing some lives, and there will be some opportunities to win some prizes and get, you know, a reading either with me or one of my team. So please, you know, come and link on my Facebook page, Lesley Carver, Psychic Medium, or you can email me through my website, enquiries at lesleycarver.co.uk, and that's enquiries ENQ. Fabulous. There was somebody for a call. Sorry, a reading, and I know it's somebody from Iowa, and I didn't see their first name. So, Amber. Hello, Amber. How are you?
My name's Amber.
Hello, Amber. How are you? All right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You're through to Lesley. How can I help you?
I was hoping we could reach my dad.
Who's passed?
He passed away, and
okay.
I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
Okay. There's a lot of quickness about your dad's passing. He passed quickly?
Yes.
Like it maybe wasn't expected, or he certainly didn't expect to pass when he did.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's fine. Now, I don't know, although he might not have been ill, I think he was tired when he got to spirit. So I don't know exactly what he died of, but I can tell you he was tired. So he had certainly been through the mill, but as I say, he wasn't expecting to go when he did. I don't think this was very long ago, was it?
No, it wasn't. He passed away in January.
Yeah, because I felt as if I've not been here long, and his energy feels like I'm still sorting myself out, for want of a better way of putting it, Amber. In other words, you know, getting used to being there. Because your father definitely didn't want to go. I can tell you that. He keeps calling you my child, which is a really odd expression for me. But he keeps saying that obviously you were his child, but he keeps saying child rather than you're his daughter. So I don't know. He keeps going on about a child. I know you're not a child, you're an adult, but it's just the way that your dad's speaking to me. You know that your dad was immensely proud of you, Amber?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
But he didn't get to say all what he wanted to say. This was a very, like, 1 minute I was here, next minute I was gone. So did he pass with a heart attack or something?
He was in the hospital, and by the time we got him home with hospice, he wasn't awake. He passed within 3 hours after we got him home.
So did his heart just give out? Because I kind of feel like, yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like my heart just gave out. I don't think I passed with anything else. I think my heart gave out.
It was respiratory failure.
Fine. Okay. I get but I'm going to go with that because that's what he's given me. So that's what he says to me. But I think, look, he hadn't been well and he was tired, but I don't think he expected to go when he did. And I don't think your dad was anywhere near as organized as he would have liked to have been before he passed.
Yes, that's true.
So he's probably left you with quite a lot of loose ends to tie up there. But I know that you've been doing well. He's fine. He is fine. He's just a little bit agitated because I don't think he felt like, it's almost like he had a lot of bad luck with his illness prior to his passing. This is, I mean, we all have bad luck with illness, but I felt like things just didn't go right. Like, you know, maybe I had an op and this went wrong, or I had this procedure and this should have happened and it didn't. And do you know what I'm trying to say to you? He just had like a lot of bad luck. This wasn't like they fixed him and then he got ill again. This was like things just kept going wrong, and it was like a series of events. And I felt like your dad was quite frustrated at the end.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, very true.
Okay. Anyway, he's absolutely fine. Do you have a brother?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if he's joking or not, but he kind of puts his fists up. Is your brother okay? Or is this a bit of a joke with your dad? I'm not sure. Has your brother been challenging through the years?
Oh, no, it's just, I think it's just a joke.
It's just a joke.
He wasn't my dad's biological son, but my dad raised him.
Okay. Well,
they were pretty close.
That's fine. Then it would be in fun, and I never know, but he was just doing that. But I do feel it's affected him quite badly, even if it wasn't his biological son. I feel your brother's quite lost without your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say you're not. I'm trying to put this in a way that he's obviously a little bit concerned about him. And he said he's nowhere near as strong as he looks.
Yeah.
So just send him love from Dad, okay? But he's fine, and he's sitting there quite contented now. He says, look, I do feel like out of pain of my body now. So, and there does seem to be bits and pieces all over his body that weren't quite right and didn't go right for some reason. Now, is your mum here, this side of life? Because he talks about mum being here, and I'm never sure which he means.
Yeah, she's still here on this side.
Fine. Because he does say here, and you know, sometimes they mean there, and I'm going, which here do you mean? So he's just saying that to me. But just tell her I love her, and tell her that he wished he could have left things better for her than what he did. But he says, you know what I'm like. So your mum would understand that message. That's for her. It wasn't to have a go at her. It's just your dad really wasn't the most organized person in the world.
Right.
Okay. But he did love her. And I also felt as if he caused her quite a lot of grief, not on purpose, but caused her quite a lot of grief over the years with his lack of organization.
Yeah.
But he did love her. Do you know what I mean? And he actually has a huge amount of respect, because I tell you what, your mum was the one that kept everything functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you, are you moving house, or is your mum moving house? He talks about a move of house coming up.
Losing house?
Moving house.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll leave it with you, but it's certainly going to be within the next 6 to 12 months. And he does say it will be good for them. I think it's to do with your mum, to be truthful with you, but I'll leave it with you. And I think it will make some sense. It will help her move on, evidently. So again, I'm going to leave that with you. But he's absolutely fine, Amber. And I need to understand, is there somebody else that there's some sort of celebration coming up in your family? Celebration. Your dad raises a glass, so there's something coming up that he wants to celebrate. Message is for you, Amber. Message is for you.
Well, yeah, I think I know what he's talking about.
Okay?
Yeah.
But he talks about it as a celebration. I don't know if people would acknowledge it as that, but certainly he does. He literally raises a glass and he says, cheers to you. The message is for you, Amber, definitely. Not for anybody else in your family. And he does
Okay.
talk about finally being able to move on. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But again, I'll leave it with you.
Yep.
So what else do you want to ask me? Because Dad's absolutely fine. He's very settled in spirit. I think he's creating, I have to say, chaos up there as well. I just think he's that sort of person. But he's got the most lovable energy about him. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Frustratingly lovable. There you go. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sum your father up in those words. Frustratingly lovable. He said, but you couldn't help but love me. But I have to say, he was disorganized, put his foot in it all the time, maybe said the wrong thing to the wrong people, but that was just your dad.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And I need to understand: did he smoke and not? He puts the cigarette out, or is somebody else? Yeah, he's putting the cigarette out.
So, he did, but he quit years ago. But he always talked about if he made it to 70, he was going to start smoking again.
Right. Well, there he is having a puff up, and he's just putting a cigarette out. So, how old was he when he passed, my love?
How long since?
No, how old was he when he passed?
He was 68.
Okay, so I don't know if it's coming up to his 70th birthday, but he's having a puff up anyway, because now it makes no difference whichever way.
Yeah.
All right. He's got a lovely energy about him. I think he's got a great sense of humor. It took him a while to kind of link with me properly, but then, as disorganized as he was, I'm pretty sure that would make sense to you, the why it took him a while to just get himself sorted out in spirit. But I do think he's a fun person. He loves music, loves to enjoy himself. And I think that's exactly where he is. And I am being given the name Mary from him from some reason. I don't know if that's somebody past or here, but he does give me the name Mary, which I feel that your mum would understand, even if you don't.
Okay.
Whoever it is with him.
I'm not sure. I think that would be my mom. She would understand.
Yeah, because he says it's with him. And I thought it was at least a generation above, maybe two, but I felt like Mary's with him anyway. But he's absolutely fine. But you need to now just go and live your life. Do you have a son?
Yes.
Okay. Your father loved your son very much. I mean, I know it's his grandson, but I will say he's very close to him and tells him that Granddad's keeping an eye on him, so he better behave himself, and he winks and smiles. So again, he's just one real character. How old is your son?
Well, we have a few sons, but he was particularly close to my 9-year-old. And then I also had a baby a week before he passed away. We had another boy a week before he died.
I think it's the 9-year-old, if you would like me to take a stab at. But it's like, behave yourself, otherwise Granddad will come and sort you out. And make sure he does his maths or something to do with maths. So I don't know if he doesn't like maths or he's just not, or he's good at maths. I don't know. But the message is make sure he does his maths. That's for him. Okay. And I'll leave that with you. Is that all right, Amber?
Yes.
Okay. And I still get this congratulations. So there's some sort of either birthday or I don't know what I'm celebrating, but your dad's having a lovely time celebrating it. I'll leave it with you. All right?
Yeah. Okay.
All the best, Amber. Look after you, won't you? I'll leave your dad's love with you. Funny man. Funny man.
What's that?
He's a funny man in a nice way. I don't mean funny peculiar. I mean, he's a funny man. He's just hilarious. So, so he's having a ball. All right. Leave it with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to ask, is there a particular sign that like he does or shows up for me or does for me to know? Okay.
What I would say is your dad's a character. And when you're dealing with a character, they're always going to do funny little things. Very often they can be good with electricity, flickering lights, switching your telly over, turning sounds up, sounds down. Your dad does love music. So I would certainly say if you've got a radio on or particularly in the car, something like that, he could play around with the stations or something like that. And there's also, I do think he'll fiddle around and find a station of a song that would remind you of him.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what he tells me. But he does keep taking me to a car, so I think he's quite active in your car.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too. So I would say when you change channels, volume, or anything like that, yeah, he's very active in your car.
Okay.
All right, that's certainly one thing. I mean, obviously, there's always the white feathers, there's the butterflies, there's those sorts of things as well. But your dad is funny, so he's going to do something that you'll go, that's Dad. That'll be him. You know, he's not gonna go into the distance in the background. This is a guy that's right in there, right up the front.
Mm-hmm.
So trust me, when he wants you to know he's around, he will be around. He'll make a loud noise. He'll, ring my husband rings the doorbell sometimes, and it's usually if I've got somebody on the phone, and it's not clients, so I'm not going to say it's clients at all because it's not, but somebody that's like quite boring or just prattling on the phone about nothing, like a friend or a colleague, not clients. He'll ring the doorbell and I go, I've got to go. And I go there and there's nobody there. And I know it's him. And it's like, okay, thanks very much. You just got rid of that call for me. But that's the sort of thing he do. So he will let you know. And your dad is very much that ilk as well.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So all the best. I'll leave it with you.
So much.
Okay. Babe, I can hear your baby in the background. Love him.
Yeah.
Oh, love him. He knows Granddad's on the phone in spirit for him. So there you go. Okay, I'll leave it with you. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, I have another Amber, I believe. I'm having an Amber night tonight. We lost Amber. Okay, so we're now on waiting for the go. Amber, red and amber, green. Okay, so I was just going through the traffic lights, red and amber, green there. Yeah, so we're just waiting for another caller there. But interesting, isn't it funny how sometimes you do get the same names? And sometimes when I'm working with clients, I might have a Claire day, or I might have a Marie day. And it's weird, okay, because I often have more than one person of the same name. And sometimes even have the same surname. It's bizarre, completely different clients. Hello, Amber. How are you? I was just explaining that I've had in Seattle. Hello, Amber.
Yes, Edna.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How's Seattle? I've never been there.
It's nice. It's really nice here.
Okay, I have to visit sometime, but I've not got to Seattle yet. How can I help you, Amber? You're through to Lesley.
Well, I was just wondering, like, what my future and my love life is going to look like here, and what's going to happen. If the spirits have anything to say to me, because I've heard that they have a lot of messages for me, but I just can't hear it myself.
You have got a lot of messages. Is your dad in spirit? Of course, there's a man that's come through very strongly for you. So if not, it would be a granddad that was very close to you. But this man has stepped forward in a big way for you.
Yeah, that sounds about what I've been hearing, but I don't know what to.
Is your dad
passed? It could be anybody.
Is your dad passed?
No, but my grandfather did. My adopted dad did.
Your adopted dad. There's no adopted dad. Dad is dad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that because I keep getting dad in my ear, which is where I started. When he comes through in a strong way, what he does do to me, you can't maybe see me because you're on the radio, but he puts his hand up to his head as if to say, oh dear, oh dear. So I will say, I think you've had a bit of a time of it, Amber. The one thing I feel about your energy as well is that you're very, I want to say highly strung, or certainly your anxiety levels are high most of the time. Yeah. So what I am going to say to you is I think that you need to chill a little bit. I don't think life has been that kind to you, I'm going to be honest. And there you go, you've got spirit around you a lot of the time. I'm right in saying that I feel that you are in a situation at the moment where you've either lost a relationship or you feel like that relationship has ended, yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's where I am with it as well. So things will change or have changed within your home environment very quickly. What you need to do is take the power back for yourself here, Amber, because I feel that other people have been running your life and other situations have been running your life for some time. So this is about you taking control of your life. I don't think the ending of this relationship is particularly bad. I will say, for me, I think it needed to end, and you were probably in it longer than you should have been.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay? What your father is saying, please listen to me, because I tell you what, it's almost like he comes and almost hits you around the head to say, please listen to me, because you have been continually making the same mistake, I feel, in relationships. So this is a bit of a, come on, wake up. And I'm hoping that the last situation, as difficult as it was, that you finally learnt that you're worth, he says, that you're finally understanding your worth.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Good. Because now that you understand that, you're going to be in a completely different place with things, because that was the lesson they needed you to get hold of and understand was, please learn this lesson once and for all. This is about, are they worthy of me? Not am I, not that I have to put up with everything, because I have to say, Amber, you certainly have done in the past. And I really do think it's maybe to do with the fact that you didn't maybe know your biological father, or he wasn't bothered about you, or whatever that might be, or maybe he passed. I don't know. But I do feel it's something to do with feeling like needing to be loved by a man.
That sounds about right.
Okay, this is about you now. I have a grandmother figure standing forward for you as well, coming forward and saying, this is about now, girl, understanding your feminine. This is about your feminine power, because you've always given the power to the man, and this is about taking power for yourself. So here's where I am with you. I don't know if you need some counselling or need something to just address your confidence and self-esteem, but I would certainly take some action on that, because you have got a fabulous time waiting for you. It doesn't happen straight away, but just by taking the power and changing those situations in your life, then you will be able to attract proper love, and it will come. But I'm going to say, you just need to work on yourself a little bit more before it does. It's not a million miles away, but the first person you've got to love is yourself, to then allow the new love to come in.
Okay.
All right. Can I ask,
right.
who's had the health issues around you?
I do. I know I have a brain tumor.
Ah, okay. Are you addressing this?
Yes.
This can be helped, can't it?
Not, I don't know yet. They're still figuring it out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a stab in the dark, because for me, I feel something can be done, not something can't be done, because they're never going to talk to me about health if not. And there is some changes to come, and you have got more power than what you think. So it might not be that they can go operate in the way or whatever, but I do feel that there is a solution there. And I do feel that you're going to be around for quite some time. So I don't want you to feel negative. I want you to feel positive, because this is coming.
Okay.
You're not going to leave this earth without you feeling better about yourself and coming back to the person that you should be, but also experiencing proper love.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And I have to say, no wonder they nearly took my head off, these two people, when they come through. I was like, oh gosh, okay. In fact, you've got a ream of people. But let me just tell you, sometimes, we get diagnosis and it isn't correct. I've got a personal friend, actually, who was diagnosed with a brain tumour, and it must be the best part of 10 years ago, and they were given 18 months to live, and they're still here. So sometimes they get a diagnosis wrong. But so what I'm saying to you is, but looking at this and what I'm being shown and what I'm being told is, it's not going to be as bad as what you think.
Okay.
All right. So I'm actually quite excited about your future, because you have got a future, which is the most important thing. But the thing that stops you actually moving on, I have to say, I don't think your relationship was good for you at all. So good riddance to bad rubbish. But I also think that now we can obviously focus on you, get yourself in the position where you need to. You've got the most fabulous outcome card I don't know if you can see that, but that's the Judgment card. And that means finally Amber's back to Amber. So it means finally you're the person back to where you should be. And what follows that card is new love. You know, my timing would generally be within the next 6 to 12 months for all of that. But let's be honest, you've got to be here to be experiencing those things. There is also new beginnings and new home and that for you in the sense of changes within your home. So this is why I'm saying to you, you've got very, very positive cards. Your most negative cards are now in that you're probably more fearful. And this is your nightmare card, which doesn't mean that your life's a nightmare. It means you're making it a nightmare by overthinking everything.
Oh, you're cutting out now.
I'm saying your life isn't going to be a nightmare. Your life is going to be better. It's just that stop overthinking it. It's never going to be as bad as you've got it in your head. Okay? Hello? We lost her. Okay, all right. Okay, so I've got a couple of minutes left, have I? Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to say that to the people in the UK listening and ones that have been nagging me for some regular psychic development classes, finally, I've managed to get a hall booked, and I'll be starting regular psychic development classes monthly, starting from October. So keep an eye out on my Facebook page and my website for that. And I will be covering all things psychic, including mediumship. We will also do tarot. We'll do psychic senses. We'll work with tools. It's going to be fun. We'll do some treasure hunts, and we'll just do lots of different things, and it'll be fun. And we'll do something different every class. So for those that are interested in that, so it's almost the end of the show for me. I just want to say that next week will be my last week on A1R Psychic Radio, which will be a shame. But, tune in next week. But please link with my Facebook page if you'd like to do I will be doing some lives in the evening UK time. So for anybody overseas, you will still get the opportunity to maybe get a free reading there. But again, I will be running competitions and everything else. So I just want to leave everybody's love with you, all your loved ones in spirit, even if you haven't had a reading today. And I'll see you this time next week. And that's the last time I'm going to be saying that. Okay, bye for now.